Hi guys, welcome back to our Battle Royale survival tutorial series. In this episode, we're going to import another character so that when we open up our main menu, we can go to character and we can switch out our characters. And based on what character we have, we can then switch the clothing for that character. So this time around, I think I'm going to go for a female character. So I'm just going to right click inside our characters folder, click new folder, and this one I'm going to call female 001. Now I have already took this character into Mixamo, I've already took it into Maya, and I've already broken down the mesh the same way we done with the first character. So I have the bottoms, I have the base, I have the hair, the shoes and the top, and they are all skeletal mesh. Okay. So the first thing I'm going to do is just jump into our female character, our female folder. I'm going to set up the same folders that I have for my male 001. So the first one I'm going to set up is base mesh. Base mesh. The second one I'm going to set up is our bottoms. And then we need one for hair. So hair. And another one for our materials. And another one for shoes. And textures, and finally tops. Okay, so now that we have all of those in, I'm just going to head over to my materials folder, and if I bring up my materials here, as you can see I have my male materials. And I want to use the same materials again, so let's just grab these and drag them into the female materials folder and say copy here. Okay, so that now copies 5 assets over. As you can see, when we click here, we now have male. Okay, so let's just rename these, and if I jump back to male and just say female 001. Okay, again do the same here, so instead of male it's going to be female, and the 001 is obviously the first iteration of our clothing. We can put more than one iteration here, so again female, and go back to here, female, and finally the body female. Okay, so I'm now going to go to my textures folder, and I'm just going to grab all my textures, so everything except for the gloss maps, because I haven't yet imported any PBR materials. Your materials might be different. You may have metallic and roughness and things like that. I have diffuse, normal and specular. So I'm just going to drag these in, and they are all here. And let's now go to our materials folder, and I'm just going to open up all my materials. I'll just dock them at the top here. Okay, and again and again. Okay, so now inside our material folder, inside our materials, I can then click on the textures, and instead of male 001, I can just type in female 001, and I will copy this so I don't have to keep on writing it out. And this one is my body material, so if I go to the body, let's find body diffuse, and this one's my specular, so let's just paste that. Again, body specular. And this one is my normal, so paste that again, body normal. Okay, so that's that one done. Let's save it. Okay, so now I can close this and go to the top. So for my top again, I'm going to go to the diffuse. So this is my top diffuse, and then the specular. This is my top specular. Okay, and then my normal. So top normal. Okay, and just save. and we can now close this down. So now do our shoes, and this is our shoes diffuse, our shoes specular, so shoes specular, and shoes normal. Okay, and save. Okay, and close this down. And now if we go to our hair, let's go to the hair, and we find our hair diffuse, the hair specular, and the hair normal. Sorry, that's the specular again. Hair normal, and save. And finally we can adjust the textures for our bottoms. So, bottoms, we want our bottoms diffuse, the bottom specular, so bottom specular, and the bottoms normal, so bottom normal. Okay, so save this one, and now we can start importing our skeletal mesh. So let's close down this, and if we now go to our base mesh, so the base mesh folder for female 001, and I'm just going to drag in my base mesh FBX file. So female 001 base mesh.fbx, and if I drag this in, okay, we now have these options, and we want to leave this as none, because we want to create a new skeletal mesh based on this new character. Okay, so let's just import all. I have import materials checked, so I'm just going to turn this off and import textures, because we've already set up our materials and our textures. So let's just import all. Okay, and now if we open up our base mesh, we can see it here, and if I just dock that here, I can then say female 001 body for our material. And if we zoom in, we can see everything works as it should. Now, the next thing we're going to do is retarget our bones, and this will allow us to retarget the animation from the male character to the female character. So let's click on the skeleton. Let's open up our skeletal mesh. We'll go to our retarget manager. If you can't see the retarget manager here, just click retarget manager, and under select rig we want to set it as select humanoid rig. We do the same thing we done with the male, so we have to specify the bones that are actually inside our character rig. So if I click auto mapping first of all, and the root, if we just close that, because we do not want any bone for a root, we don't have a root bone on the Mixamo character. So the pelvis, we'll set this to hips. Spine 1, we'll set it to spine. Spine 2, we'll set it to spine 1. And spine 3, we'll set it to spine 2. Now if we scroll down a little bit, we have clavicle left, that's the left shoulder. Upper arm left is the left arm. Hand left is the left hand. And if we scroll down a little bit more, we have the clavicle right, which is the right shoulder. Upper arm right, which is the right arm. So let's just find it here. The lower arm right is the right forearm. Let's just make sure we have the forearm there. So the hand right is the right hand. The neck 01 is the neck. The head is the head. The left thigh is left up leg. The calf left is the left leg. The foot left is the left foot. Thigh right is the right up leg. The calf right is the right leg. And the foot right is the right foot. Okay. So let's now move on to our advanced bones. If we click show advanced, and we scroll to the top, we have our index 01 left. So let's say our left hand index 1, and the index 2 for our left hand, and the index 3 for our left hand. Then our middle bone, so the middle finger, 1, left middle, 2, and as you can see we are just going through the bones and matching them up. So next is our left pinky 1, so let's grab our left pinky 1, left pinky 2, and left pinky 3, and our left ring 1, left ring 2, left ring 3, left thumb 1, left thumb 2, left thumb 3. Now when we get to the twist bones, the lower arm twist left is the left hand. The upper arm twist left is the left arm. Okay. Now if we scroll down, we can see the right hand now. So right hand index 1, right hand index 2, right hand index 3, and middle. So right hand middle 1, right hand middle 2, right hand middle 3, and scroll down a little bit more. We now have our pinky. So right hand pinky 1, right hand pinky 2, and right hand pinky 3. Sorry, I just went to the left. Let's scroll down a little bit. Right hand pinky 3. Okay, and right ring, this is left again, so right hand ring 1, right hand ring 2, and right hand ring 3. Now finally our thumb, so right hand thumb 1, right hand thumb 2, and right hand thumb 3. Okay, and then the lower arm twist right is our right hand, and the lower upper arm twist right is the right arm. Okay, so now the calf twist, we don't actually have a calf twist on the Mixamo rig, so let's just close that. And the left toe ball is the left toe base, so the left ball is the left toe base. The thigh twist left is the left up leg, and we don't have a calf twist again, so let's just close that. And the ball right is the right toe base, and the thigh twist right is the right up leg. And now we don't have any IK chains, so let's just clear off all the IKs at the bottom. Okay, now that they're clear, let's save. Let's head back to our skeleton tree, and if we click down here, all bones active sockets, we show retargeting options. And for the retargeting options, if we just right click and say recursively set translation retargeting to skeleton, and for the hips we want to set the animation scaled. And if we save, we can now close this. Okay, and we can close this as well. And if we go back to our female folder, let's head over to our female bottoms folder, and let's import our female bottoms. So when importing the clothes, we just drag them in, and instead of leaving it for the skeletal mesh, if we click on the skeletal mesh and we just click our female base mesh skeleton and import, it will now import everything to the female base skeleton. Let's do the same for the hair. Before I move on though, let's just open this up and dock it so we can catch it later. Okay, and let's go to our hair and import our hair. So go to the hair folder, import this. Again, we want to make sure we have our skeleton, so the female base mesh. Okay, and again, let's just dock this up here. And let's go to our shoes and import the shoes. Okay, again, grab our skeleton mesh, so female base skeleton. Okay, and finally our tops. So let's grab our top, and again make sure we have our skeletal mesh, so the female base skeleton. Import all. Okay. And let's open up our shoes, make sure it's docked, and open up our top. And it's docked. Okay. So now that we have this, we want to find our textures. So female 001. I'm just going to copy this again, so I don't have to keep on writing it out. And this is the bottoms. Okay, so now the bottoms are there. Let's save this and let's go to here. So paste this in and female 001 here and save. Let's go to the shoes and female 001 shoes and save. And go to the tops, female 001 top 001. Okay, so now we have our texture set up. We now have to try and get the animations to work properly with this new skeletal mesh. Now how we're going to do that is if we head back to our blueprints and open up our characters folder, we have our animation blueprint that we created before. So if we create a new child blueprint class from this, then we can edit this blueprint class. But what we can do here is if we duplicate the animation blueprints and retarget the animations to a new skeletal mesh, it means we don't have to actually touch the animation blueprint itself. So here we have a skeletal mesh. If we just click the skeletal mesh, this is now our retarget state. And we want to create a prefix for this. So let's just call it female 001, just so we know that this is the animation blueprint for female 001. And if we change the directory to our characters animation default folder, because it's going to store all the new animations in this default folder for us, and press OK, and then retarget. Okay, so now inside our default folder, you can see we have this animation blueprint with female 001 at the start. Okay, we also have our blend space with female 001 at the start. So this right here is just a copy of this. Everything with female 001 at the start is a copy of all the other animations. And this is now because we have a new skeletal mesh and it's retargeted all the animation to the new skeletal mesh. Okay, so if we grab this animation blueprint and we put it back into our blueprints characters folder and just move it here. If we head over to this folder now, we can see we have our base character animation blueprint and we have a female 001. So let's just rename this and we can take out the base character part of it, just so that it looks a little bit cleaner. So we have our base 001. Right, let's just close that off. So we have a base character animation blueprint and we now have our female 001 animation blueprint. Okay, so now we need the actual character. So if we click on our base character, the same way we done our main menu pawn, if we right click and create a child blueprint class, and we can call this female 001. And now what this will let us do is we can swap out the pawn when going into game. So our pawn is here. We can set a new default pawn when going into game. This will allow us to change the character every single time. So let's head into our female 001 folder, our character anyway, and if we click on the mesh, we can now change the mesh to our female 001 base mesh. You see it changes there for us, but the clothes are still the same. So let's head over to top, and let's change this to our female 001 top 001, and the bottoms, female 001 bottoms 001, the shoes, female 001 shoes 001, and the hair, female 001 shoes, female 001 hair 001. Okay, so now that has all been transferred over, but as you can see we're still in the T-pose. So let's compile and save this just for now, and if we head back up to our mesh, we can change the animation class to our new female 001 animation blueprint. And as you can see, the character is now we have some form of deformation with the hand there. I'll fix that in just a second. But as you can see, we have the character actually animating, but the clothes don't. So if you compile and save this just for now, and let's pop back to the clothes, and what you would do here is the same as what we done the last time. We pop over to the process animation blueprint and just change this to the female animation blueprint, and you can see it now starts to animate for us. So let's just scroll down, change this again, let it animate for us, and save again, and again here. So the animation blueprint, save, and the top here, and save, and the female, yeah, we've already got that done. So as you can see, it now changes with the animation. I think what I have done here is maybe set the wrong bone when we were doing the retargeting. I'll probably have to go back in and retarget everything and reset the animation blueprints, but this gives you an idea of what it is you have to do to get this set up. Okay, and just to show you that it does work, if I just save all, okay, and I head over to our lobby map. So let's go to our lobby map. Okay, now in our lobby map, if we change our default pawn to female 001 just now for testing and just save it. Okay, and if we click the drop down, set it to 2 players and play. Okay, and if I turn round, I can see my other character here. You see that hand still deforming. It's pretty funny actually. But yeah, everything works as it should, apart from that hand that I would have to fix. Before we finish up this video, I want to address something that was brought up in our Discord channel. So if we head back to our characters and go to the base character, so anything we change in this base character will be changed throughout the entire child. So from here, what we want to do is, you'll probably notice that when we are running around the world, it's a little bit jerky. Everything seems to kind of shake a little. Someone brought it up that if you uncheck the orient rotation movement, so this bit here, orient rotation to movement, if you uncheck this, everything seems to move a little bit smoother. So let's just compile and save that, and when you are in the world, what I'll do is I'll just drag this over to the other screen just now, just so you can see, and I'll turn around so you can see the actual character, and when I move around you can see there's no more jerkiness, it's just nice and smooth, apart from that hand obviously. But yeah, this will bring us to the end of this video. For the next video I will make sure I fix that hand. Again, it was probably just a joint that I had misplaced somewhere. I could actually see where that is by going into my base mesh and checking the skeleton. Yeah, so a skeleton tree, and yeah, I could obviously check and see what's happened here, but I'll leave that for doing off screen because it's a little bit tedious constantly going in and reworking the bones and everything. But I hope it works well for you, and if you have any issues, obviously pop over to our Discord channel where we provide full support. Okay, thank you guys for joining us again, and I will see you in the next one.